A whole bunch of support has been revealed, and because of that, there's a lot of cards going up in price. Hey guys, Otaku back with another Market Watch video, and this week we're going to be pretty much going over a lot of the cards that are affected by the DDD and the hero support that got revealed, but also a couple of oddballs that are going up, and mainly because of the incoming Justice Hunter set. Before we do jump on into the Market Watch though, I have noticed that a great deal of you that are watching this video right now are not currently subscribed to the channel. So if you like competitive-based content, in-depth guides, and more, consider subscribing to the channel, but also leave a like on this video and comment down below what card I should talk about in the next Market Watch. Also on top of that, if you want to further support the channel, consider joining my community Discord, following me over on Twitch, and using my TCG affiliate link. All links will be in the description down below. But with that, let's take a look at this shiny cardboard. Alright, so the first card we are going to talk about is a returning player, a returning fighter to the format, Earth Golem at Ignister. For those who don't remember the early days of the Snake Eye format, when we were seeing Ambler Whale and IP on the end board, we were seeing Earth Golem at Ignister as a super poly target. Well, sure enough, he's back, and he's a lot more effective this time around because Snake Eye, you had to make them commit to the end board to get to the Ambler Whale and to get to the IP on the board. It wasn't always a guarantee, and that was typically only the Fire King version anyways. This time, it's just free. So we are seeing a massive spike in the Earth Golem at Ignister. We're seeing a very quick buyout, and he's up to about the $4 mark. Keep in mind, he only has one printing from Ignition Assault, and he is a rare, so you're paying $4 or $5 for a rare. You only need one, but for those who are not fully caught up to date, this is a super poly target against Malice. Typically, the Malice end board is anything from the allied code talker with other links, usually like Firewall, so you can super poly the most important pieces on the end board away, which is another reason that like Bomber Dragon is a lot more prevalent, because Bomber Dragon just sticks to the field by himself. But super poly is kind of making its debut in the format again because it's very good against Malice. It can also be good against like Mitsurugi because it doesn't tribute, it fuses them away to make like Garua because dark reptiles. But Earth Golem at Ignister is most certainly taking a spike because it is a super poly target for Malice. Another random oddball is a Morphage Sloth. There are two printings of this card, and he is seeing a slight spike. One is super rare, one is a secret rare. I believe the secret rare is the one that is currently getting bought out. Yeah, we're seeing only 25 listings, and he's about $10, $12. The reason for this is because Dragon Rulers are like kind of good. It's actually like a real deck. And what they do is they summon Chasma to dump this card, and it copies the effect, which means neither player can special summon from the extra deck except Morphage monsters. So they'll set up their board, and then they'll end on Chasma, and then you'll start your turn, and they'll dump the Morphage Sloth, copying its effect to quintessentially just floodgate you. It's rather annoying, but that's essentially what they're doing. Like I said, there is also a super rare version of this card, but it is also, if I'm correct, kind of getting bought out. Yeah, 28 listings here. It's about $5 right now, so if you don't care about like the max rarity, you can pretty much save 50%, and rather than paying $10, $12, you can pay like $5 to $6. So it really just depends how shiny you want your cardboard. Would I say this is worth picking up? If you're playing Dragon Rulers, probably. If you have this card, now's the time to sell it. I'm sure if you've opened Fists of the Gadgets, which I'm sure nobody opened because that was a trash set, I'm sure if you've opened Fists of the Gadgets, you probably have plenty of the super rares, and now would be the time to sell them. Next, we're talking about Dark Magician support. So I searched Soul Servant, and it brought up a bunch of other servants, but we're only looking to Soul Servant. 4 printings. One from Legendary Duelist Season 3, one from Legendary Duelist Magical Hero, and then it was in the Bonanza as a Platinum and a Quarter Century. The Quarter Century is like $50 now. This thing spiked like crazy. The Platinum is up to $10, and then even just the Ultra Rare and Secret Rare are spiking as well. This card only has 4 printings, and they're all pretty high rarity. And the 2 original sets, it wasn't like very easy to find. And on top of that, its 2 reprints from the Bonanza are not easy to find either, because we all know about how hard finding a very specific card in Bonanza is, and on top of that is premium rarities on top of that. This is literally just because of the Dark Magician support that was revealed, like all the Tamaya stuff, and anytime Dark Magician gets support, we see the harder to acquire cards spiking in price. We saw it with Magician Souls for the longest time, and now Magician Souls is really easy to acquire because it was from the Rarity Collection 1, so it has like a bunch of different rarities. But if Dark Magician is something you're looking to play, which by the way, I don't think the support makes it that much better of a deck, but if it is a deck you're looking to play, you're going to be paying a fat dollar for the Soul Servants, which I'm pretty sure is a 3 of. Next is Hero Support, Contrast Hero Chaos. So Hero's getting like 3 new cards. They're all like okay, but Contrast Hero is like actually like a legit card that can be summoned now because it's masked Hero Support. And it's actually like relevant, but also on top of that, it's a negate, something that heroes heavily struggle with having in their arsenal. Like, sure, the new Neos guy, big whoop, but like Contrast Hero Chaos, actually like a good negate. It only has 1 printing as an ultra rare under the structure deck from Hero Strike, so it's been a hot minute since this card has ever seen print. And it's seeing some slight buyout. Like, there's still plenty of listings, 77 listings, but as you can see, this card went from like a 20-cent card and it is on its way up to $2. If this starts seeing more buyouts, we could probably see this card up to $2, $3, maybe even $4. That being said, it's probably just a one of. I don't honestly know. We don't even know when we're getting like the hero support, to be perfectly honest. So it could be a while before this card ever gets relevant, and it might not even see play when that new support even comes out. So, still on the topic, though, of hero support, Mask Change 1 QCR. We're only looking at the QCR because all the other rarities are fairly cheap, but the QCR is making its very slight incline to about $40, $50. There's still plenty of listings, though, of the QCR. It's still like 50 listings. Like, there's no rush to buy this. But if this is a card that you are interested in acquiring, especially like hero players love max rarity in their deck. Can't say I blame them. Almost every hero under the sun has a premium rarity of some sort. But if this is a card you're looking to pick up, you're probably paying about $40. Like 40 seems like at the current moment the consistent one at the moment, like 40, 41. You know, we're getting up to like the 45s, but yeah, this is going up just because of hero support, like self-explanatory. Next is the DDDs. For those who didn't see my video last week, I did cover the new DDD support that got revealed, and it's actually kind of good. So if you haven't seen that video yet and you haven't seen the support, consider taking a look at that video. The link will be in the description below. But the support is so good that some of the older cards are getting price spikes, and one of those is the Abyss King Gilgamesh, the Link 2. This card, like 2 months ago, was 50 cents, and he's making his way up to about $3. He's getting pretty close. I haven't seen any of the new combos with the new cards, so I'm not fully certain where in the combo he fits in. But I mean, as far as I'm aware of, this is a mandatory card in the main deck, or sorry, in the extra deck. So it makes sense that he is spiking in price because he only has 1 printing, and it's from Duelist Overload. Still on the DDDs, though, we have DDD Marksman King Tell. He has 2 printings, and he is spiking in price. One is from Clash of the Rebellions, and one is from the Megatins. The Clash of the Rebellions, the rare, is about $4, whereas the Megatins is also about $4, $6. Actually, this one's getting bought out quicker, so it's actually higher in price, and it's still a rare. This card has 2 rare printings, and they're both like $6 or more. Like, that's insane. Again, I'm not over familiar where this falls in the combo, so you're gonna have to look that up on your own accord, but just know this is spiking because of the new support, and that this is probably gonna see play if people are buying this out. Next, we're looking at Ready Fusion. Ready Fusion has 2 printings, both of which are secret rares, I believe. It might have an ultra rare, I can't remember. One is from Dawn of Majesty, and one is from the Megatins. This card, for a minute, really wasn't seeing any play. Because at the end of the day, you know, why not just play Instant Fusion? But Ready Fusion makes a little bit more sense because we can summon level 5s. And does level 5 sound familiar? And as of the past few Market Watch videos, level 5s, anybody? K9, yes. People are using this to summon out a handful of level 5 fusion monsters just to get like another body on the board. There's a handful of them that are options, so there's not any specific one that's spiking in price, but Ready Fusion is one of those cards. But on top of that, Ray Fusion's also being looked at for like Dark Magician support, because the new Dark Magician Fusion can banish a level 6 or higher fusion monster, or level 6 or higher spellcaster, so people are using this to summon out Sandwich. Okay. And like I said, we are seeing a slight spike. It has 2 secret rares. It does not have an ultra rare. The secret rare from the tins is seeing about $3, whereas the original secret rare is about $4 to $5, close to $6. Again, this is for like Dark Magician cards. This is also a possible card for K9. Just free body. That's all it is. It's just a free body to instigate and facilitate your combos. Still on the topic though of like Dark Magician, but also Draco Tales. Red Eye's Dark Dragoon Starlight Rare is seeing a massive spike in price. This card was never cheap to begin with, but you know, he was getting close to like the $100 mark, which means I was close to buying him, because I don't buy Starlights unless they get down to like $100 or less. Yeah, he's spiking back up to 150, 160. Because he's a Starlight Rare, he is in low supply, 25 listings. This card is getting up there, to say the least. I mean, just the last month alone, we've seen 21 copies of this card sold, with it being as low as 100 and as high as 169. I don't know why you would pay that much when you can just like save like 20 bucks right here, or hell, like save 10 bucks right here, but sure, whatever. But yeah, just know this is not a card you need to run, or at least at this rarity in Draco Tales. This is something they're experimenting with because they have dragons, they have spellcasters. This also does require you to play a brick of some capacity. Either you are playing Dark Magician, or you're playing a fusion substitute monster that is like still a brick. Now, keep in mind, in Draco Tale, it's hard to classify as anything as a brick because they just need monsters from hand as fusion materials for some of their monsters. So it's not like a full brick because you can just fuse it away. It's not, you know, the end of the world, but at the end of the day, it's one less card in your hand that you can put on the board. So, but again, this is not like a mandatory thing. This is just something that people are experimenting with. It's seeing some play in the OCG for Draco Tale. I've never been like the biggest fan of Dragoon because it's such high investment. It does require a discard. However, I never liked it because Talents was in the format. So it's like they just bait out Dragoon, Talents, take your Dragoon, and then, you know, GG, you're fucked. They have a 4K beater on their board that they're probably going to link away at the end of the turn if they don't kill you there. But Talents is at 1 now, so less likely that to happen. So maybe he will see play in Draco Tale. But there are cheaper versions of this card. There's a lot cheaper versions of this card now because he was in one of the rarity collections. So if you just want to play Dragoon, maybe don't play the Starlight unless you have money, which in that case must be nice. Still on the topic of K9, level 5's Nash Knight is a rank 5 monster that is spiking in price. This card has 1 printing. It is a super rare from Duelist from the Deep. For those who don't know what this card is or does, it requires 2 level 5 monsters, incredibly generic, cannot be destroyed by battle while a number of monsters on the field. During the main phase, quick effect, you can detach 2 materials from this card. Attach 1 number exceeds monster from your extra deck to this card as material that has a number between 101 and 107 in its name. Then you can attach 1 other face-up monster on the field to this card as material. So it's just quick effect removal, essentially. You just 2 level 5s, you play another number in the extra deck just to facilitate this, which we're going to talk about that in just a moment. And then you use it to just steal one of your opponent's cards on the field to hopefully end their turn or make it more difficult for them to play. Again, this is seeing a lot of price spiking because it hasn't seen a reprint since its original printing. This card is almost $5 now for a super rare. Now, we have started seeing a slight decrease. When the original hype of this card happened, this was almost an $8 card, and that's because it was getting bought out. But as you can see, it is starting to populate listings again, and because of that, we are seeing it go down in price. So if this is a card you want to play in K9, this is something that you're interested in playing, now might be the time to pick it back up before it starts getting bought out again. On top of that, if you are not interested in playing K9 and you have a bunch of these cards, which you probably don't because nobody opened Duelist from the Deep, sell this now. And then the last card to talk about is going to be Chaos number 101, Umbral Horror Masquerade. It has 1 printing from Judgment of the Light. It also has an ultimate rare. We're only talking about the lowest possible rarity because even the lowest possible rarity of super rare is bought out, essentially. 2 listings, and in fact, when I looked last night, it had 0 listings, so these 2 listings have populated overnight. $30 for this super rare. This is way past Bestial Magnemite or Bestial Druisworm levels. Super rare, $30. Keep in mind, this is also just a really old set. Judgment of the Light. It's only seen 2 printings, and one of them's an ultimate rare from the same fucking set. Again, this is just another K9 card. It's a rank 5, but on top of that, it's just like the number monster they're pairing with Nash Knight, essentially. But on top of that, it is also a 7th Tachyon target, so because K9 is a Xyz deck, they can play 7 Tachyon and play this to search out like a spellcaster or something that's a level 5. I don't know the specifics, but again, it's a 7 Tachyon target. But at the end of the day, it's K9. And that's really it for today's Market Watch. It was a bit of a shorter Market Watch today because everything is pretty much like the same as of like this week versus the last Market Watch. Only a handful of things have changed because of some support that got revealed, but overall, just not a whole lot. Not a lot of change going on because we are kind of in like that purgatory Nats season where we're not getting like any product. Like we have Battles of Legend coming out soon, but overall, like nothing's really spiking in price as of this moment. But as of the release of Battles of Legend, we might see like a handful of things come out in the woodworks to spike in price, like Orcus support or something. But let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. Let me know if there is a card that I didn't talk about today that I should talk about in the next Market Watch. But also, don't forget to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already and you like competitive based content. But with that, I'll see you all in the next video. See ya.